What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Pee Wee the Plug. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we have to talk about Colorado football. Yes, sir, Coach Prime. Unless you've been living under a rock, obviously Coach Prime and Colorado got their asses beat against Oregon. Oregon handled business. Round of applause for Oregon. They came out with a mission, and they didn't hold back. They gave them, like Coach Prime said, an old-fashioned butt whooping. It was impressive, and I knew Oregon was a powerhouse and a force to be reckoned with before this game. I don't want to act like Colorado validates Oregon. Oregon was validated way before that game, but to see how they beat them, how bad they beat them, and the fact that they dominated them from the very first minute of the game just lets me know how much of a level that Oregon is on. I mean, they are a team that we should be looking for when we talk about the college football playoffs and champions. Like, Oregon ain't that far away. Oregon has been playing some really, really good football. I'm not sure if they're going to play USC this year, but I would love it if they did. I know last year they didn't play USC, if I'm not mistaken. They did play UCLA. I know they lost to Oregon State, but I hope that USC is on their schedule somehow, some way, because I would love to watch that Pac-12 matchup, especially with this being basically the last year of the Pac-12's existence. So would love to see that. Back on track. Colorado, Coach Prime. Person like me, I'm a big fan of Coach Prime. Obviously, that's why I root for Colorado. That's no secret. You go on Twitter and show your love and show your support. People act like, oh, man, you're a Colorado fan now? Hell yeah, because I'm a Coach Prime fan. Plain and simple. I am a fan, and I gravitate to people who have his type of swag, his type of thinking, his type of aura, his type of way of doing things. People who believe in themselves, people who have confidence, people who talk the talk and walk the walk, people who can stand at the podium and have their confidence, whether they win, whether they lose, whether they lose by 30, whether they win by 20. I'm here in the light of it. What's up? I love that type of pizzazz. You know, that type of aura, as I said. You know, it's just it's something to motivate and inspire people, because that's the way that you have to have your way of thinking or your character when you're playing sports. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be able to go out there and stand in the light, win, lose, or draw. It's just the way it is. A player without confidence is a player that will not have success in any sport, any league around the world. I don't care what it is. So it's always weird when I see people get offended, threatened, or, you know, just weird acting when they see somebody with confidence. And that's probably my favorite part about all of this, is to see all of these people hate and get on the against Colorado bandwagon because of the way that Coach Prime is running things at Colorado. And I'm here to say it's foolish. Y'all haters are foolish. Now, unless you are a fan of Pac-12 football that doesn't involve Colorado, then I can understand. If you're a legitimate Oregon fan, you should not be rooting for Colorado. Same thing if you're a USC fan, UCLA fan, or if you're a fan of a team that they played and they beat. I was in Houston last week. Colorado beat TCU. There were TCU fans at my hotel because TCU played somebody. They played Houston, as a matter of fact. And they were at the bar rooting against Colorado. And the lady said it. They beat us, so I'm a little spiteful. I have no problem with that. I was rooting for Colorado, and, you know, they were cheering when Colorado was about to potentially lose to Colorado State. And she was like, hey, they beat us, so yeah, I'm a little spiteful. We laughed about it. It was a joke, but it's understandable. When a team beats your team, hell yeah, you're going to root against the team. But for y'all who don't have any ties to anything, have no reason to hate, but it's just like, hey, I'm going to just hate it because, man, they getting so much attention. You're damn right they getting attention. Why wouldn't they be getting attention? Tell me why they wouldn't be getting attention. They won one game last year. One game. Oregon just had the 6th largest attendance that they've had in a very long time. I think ever actually. It was like the 6th largest attendance in school history, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if you know. That speaks volumes. You know how many good teams Oregon has had? Oregon was 10-3 last year in Dan Lanning's first year. That's the Coach Prime effect. College football game day, ESPN at Colorado. That's the Coach Prime effect. Lil Wayne performing in Boulder before the game. The Coach Prime effect. The Rock is in there giving pregame speeches. That's the Coach Prime effect. Kawhi Leonard. We don't see Kawhi Leonard unless it's in the season. Kawhi Leonard came out for them. That's the Coach Prime effect. So when some of y'all are bothered by it, when some of y'all feel the need to, you know, aggressively root against it, it's head scratching. It is very head scratching. Me and my dad have talked. My dad like, man, yeah, Coach Prime bring up the race card a lot. Maybe that's why people. I don't know. He should, because some of the hate makes you want to grab your glasses and look a little closer. Like, what is that about? When Oregon won and that lady tweeted, Oregon is taking a stand for all of us. What? What stance is Oregon taking for you? It's a football game. So unless you're an Oregon fan, what stance is being taken? I'm lost. When you have successful black coaches, when you have successful black quarterbacks, yes, people are going to be like, man, that black quarterback is doing this thing. Yeah, that black coach is doing this thing. Man, that black GM is doing this thing, because historically we haven't seen a lot of those. So it's going to get championed. It ain't nothing against a white quarterback. It ain't nothing against a white GM or a white coach. I hate the fact that we having to have these conversations. It ain't a white or black thing. You know what I'm saying? We praise whoever's amazing. You see Shedeur Sanders, when he won that game against Colorado State and he was doing this, he said, I went into Brady mode. He didn't say I went into Mike Vick mode. I went into Brady mode, because it ain't about this shit that y'all try to make it about. It's a football game. But when there is a minority in anything, when we see it break through and have success, we champion it. The same way we're going to do when there's a girl football player, a girl kicker, a girl punter, a girl just took a snap as a quarterback. We praise that, because that's a minority. We don't see that. When Becky Hammon potentially was going to be the Spurs head coach, let's go, Becky. Let's go. Even when she was just an assistant coach, let's go. That's a minority. That's not usual. So we champion that. And even when we start to get more and more girls potentially playing football or being on a men's coaching staff, we're going to continue to champion, because it's going to be the minority, and we want to push those changes into the game. It's not nothing against the men. It's not. And the foolish part of it all is, the more a lot of y'all hate against what's going on out there, the more y'all help Coach Prime. Y'all so focus on them losing and having a lack of success for whatever reason that it builds it up. It makes it bigger, right? Y'all said they would lose week 1. They won. Then it's like, oh, TCU ain't the same. That's not the same TCU team from last year that went to the national championship game. That's not the same team. Then they beat Nebraska. It's Nebraska though. It's Nebraska. I know we were saying Nebraska on win, but it's Nebraska at the end of the day. It's just Nebraska. They cool. It's Nebraska. Come on, man. They were supposed to be Nebraska. Colorado State. I'll take my glasses and my hat on. You see, I got my glasses and my hat on, baby. Stop playing. And I'm not mad at him. Find a motivation. Find something to get your team going. Inspire your team. And that's exactly what he did. And Colorado State came to play. That was one of my favorite games of the year thus far. They played up to the competition. They answered the call. They gave them boys everything that they had. Yeah, the safety hit made the dirty play. It was dirty. But I'm not with the death threats and things like that. My fandom don't go that far. He's a kid. And I said that before. Dion and Colorado Travis Hunter players are saying we don't do death threats and things like that. Hell no, not about no game. No, football. But when it did happen, it was like, damn, that's how you feel? But it's cool. And everybody was so happy because they were this close to getting that win. And then, and so you know what everybody did? You got to play Oregon, though. Oregon gonna get them. And the funny thing is, if they would have beat Oregon, you know what they would have said? USC, though. USC gonna get them. That's the part where I can't understand. There's so much hate and there's so much focus on wanting to see these people not succeed that y'all are going to root for whoever they play until they had got that loss. So here, you got it. They finally lost. That's what we're going to title this video. Colorado finally lost. And guess what? Nothing changes. The hype is still going to be real. People like me, people like Lil Wayne, Kawhi, not that I'm saying I'm at that level, but I'm just saying people who support it, Gillian Wallow, the fandom, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to waver. You know why? Because this is year 1. There was nobody who was supporting Coach Prime, Shedeur, Shiloh, Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn. Nobody supporting Colorado football was expecting an undefeated national championship in year 1. Hey, we would have rooted for it. We would have loved to have seen it in a fantasy world. That's what you root for in any team that you root for. You want to see the perfect season. But realistically, we knew what the mission was in 1 year. It was to come and set that culture. It was to come and show y'all and put y'all on alert that we here to show you this ain't that 1-11 Colorado. Immediately impact. And that's what's happening. So y'all getting satisfaction. Oh, they lost. I'm telling you, don't get too caught up in that loss. The main message down the line is that when it comes to recruiting, Colorado is going to be a force to be reckoned with. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. You know why? Because of the hate and the love, the polarizing effect, it creates a stage where you can have the 6th largest attendance in Oregon, where you have ESPN, Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, Molly, everybody, Lil Wayne, all in Colorado. It sets a stage. When it's time to recruit and I got that 5-star prospect in front of me who wants to go to the NFL, you come here because you're going to be put on that stage. The world is going to be watching. You know what else comes with that stage? Endorsements. So you see Coach Prime on the Affleck commercials with Nick Saban. You see the KFC. You see the glasses deal he got. You see Shador doing this. You see the Nike cleats, retro and the Prime cleats. You see, and it's a bunch of stuff that I don't know because I don't live in Colorado. So all the NIL deals those players doing in the commercials, people in Colorado and Boulder see a lot more than me. But you see it. The money is pouring in. You see the ticket prices for the Colorado games. You see how much money they've made through their first handful of games. You see it. The most expensive ticket from last year is the cheapest ticket this year. So when it's more money, it's more endorsements, NIL deals, recruiting only getting better. So you have the stage, you have the money, and then you have the endorsements, and then you come and play for a guy who has all of the connections in Coach Prime. LeBron James repping for Coach Prime. Lil Wayne repping for. These are the biggest names in the game. Y'all don't get it. Y'all shouldn't have been threatening year one. Year one wasn't about that. Year one was to set the foundation. So it's funny to see, and it's head scratching to see some of the hate. You know, I read an article in the Chicago Sun-Times, and they always put the picture of the writer in front of their column so you can, see the writer, see his name, see how he looks. And after the first week, they were just 1-0, or maybe 2-0. It's just a handful of games, nothing crazy. And remind you, I'm in Chicago, Illinois. We have a bunch of our own football program. Our article said Deion is ruining the game. Something along those lines. Not verbatim, but it's just like, hey, something along those, Deion is ruining college football. This is, whatever. And the article was talking about, man, Deion, they're making a game about just wins and losses. College football has always been more. I haven't heard Deion Sanders once talk about education. One thing about Deion and his people, even at Jackson State, they document everything. Here's videos of Coach Prime telling the football team how they're going to address the women on the staff. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all get any allegations on y'all, whatever, you will not be on this team. Don't come to me. Don't tell me nothing. We don't have time for it. Raising men. But of course it's about wins and losses. What have you seen Nick Saban go to a press conference after a win and say, hey, they better be in there studying? These are things you would never put on Nick Saban. Why is it the issue now? Why is this the issue? You think Kirby Smart is recruiting because of academics? No. Man, listen, I'm Kirby Smart. This is the history of our program. This is what we can do for you. This is how they're going to do it. You want to go to the NFL, I'm going to put you on that stage. How you doing? I'm Nick Saban. This guy's played for me. 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 You see that dude who just put up 70 points? He played for me. What are we talking about? I'm enjoying the ride, but I just felt the need to let the people know, man, if y'all are threatened already in year one, buckle up, because it's about to be a wild ride, man. It's about to be a wild ride. The flashiness, it ain't gonna stop. The talk, it ain't gonna stop. And like Coach Prime said at the press conference, man, if this is your time to shoot at me now, because this is the worst we're gonna be. And he is damn right. After this year, and they able to show the world and all of the next generation of football players, man, every college football player in the world right now is looking at Colorado and Coach Prime like, man, I want to play for that guy. I want to play for that guy. And that's what it is. Man, I'm not even against the opponents finding motivations and things to give them what they need to go out and beat Colorado. But I don't like contradictions. I don't. So when I seen Dan Lanning tell my man, we play for wins, they're playing for clicks. You know that quote, if you win, that quote is going to get shown and plastered everywhere. And if you lose, they're going to clown you and put it everywhere. I even see Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson's like, yo, y'all playing in shoes that light up because of the temperature. You talk about playing for clicks. Y'all have the cutest uniforms in all of college football. Don't talk to me about clicks. And ain't nothing wrong with clicks. I also seen somebody say that. I read an article. I was listening to something, and they were saying, that's where we at right now. College football ain't the same. This is entertainment. Y'all in it for football. We in a game of entertainment. That's what people want. People love narratives. That's why I'm not mad at it. I just scratch my head sometimes when I see some of the points people make or some of the problems people have with Colorado, but I'm not mad at anybody against them. You need it. People was going to root for them. You needed it. That's what made the game the game. But the reasoning and the aims and the things that get said to justify things or to support things or to make things make certain sense, that's why I begin to scratch my head, because this shouldn't be a racially motivated conversation or division. This is football. It's not politics. College football has always been about wins and losses. Always. Since I began watching Pete Carroll at USC, it was always about wins and losses. Watching Mac Brown at Texas with Vince Young, and now he's with North Carolina doing his thing there. It's always about wins and losses. Mac Brown don't get no damn Sam Howell without wins. Nick Saban ain't Nick Saban without wins. He don't get Tua, Jalen Hurts, Bryce Young, Mac Jones. He don't get these guys without winning. Let's be real. I'm loving it. I'm diving into it. I'm proud of it. I got my shades and my cap on. We repping. But my message to the people, man, they lost. Now what? What now? You just going to keep rooting? USC next? Yeah. Dog, they can lose against USC. They probably will. They're supposed to. Guess what I'm going to do? Be right back the next week. Same with Lil Wayne. Same with Kawhi. Same with The Rock. Same with everybody who's paying millions in endorsements for NIL. Shador going to keep doing this. Enjoy it, man. Don't be that dude that was on Twitter getting exposed because he had a gazillion tweets about Deion, the guy that RG3 exposed. And the dude got so much hatred because one of the last times he started, he threw a pick six to who? Deion. Of course it's personal. Better be personal. It's football. But enjoy it. That's all I got to say, man. Enjoy it. I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation or some of these opinions and thoughts. Like I said, I'm locked into this college football landscape. I'm never going to be an expert. I'm not going to be Kirk Herbstreit or anything like that. But I may continue to dive into this. I'm having fun. I'm loving some of the quarterbacks. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward. I'm liking. There's a lot of great guys out there. It's a lot of great guys out there. Michael Penix at Washington. College football is incredible. It's always been incredible. It's always better when we just focusing on the football. So if y'all like this, let me know in the comments. Give me y'all thoughts, whether y'all agree or disagree. I'm always open for disagreements. I think that's what make everything organic and help things grow. The only time I'm against disagreements is when I feel people are forcing them, when people try to disagree, when people try to misinterpret what you're saying, when people are intentionally not comprehending what you're saying to just argue and argue and argue. But if you genuinely have a difference of opinion, I have no problem with that. Let it be known. I am Pee Wee the Plug. I appreciate y'all. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Regardless if you're new or not, hit that like button for me. I'll see y'all next time. I'm out. Peace.